Well, welcome back, everybody. You know, this morning, the White House was able to get a break from the scandals of today with a scandal from 10 years ago. Because today, the Washington Post ran a story about a woman named Rachel Crooks, one of the 19 women who've accused Donald Trump of sexual assault, and has launched a campaign to become a Democratic state representative in Ohio. Here's what happened. Back in the early 2000s, Crooks worked as a receptionist for a company in Trump Tower, and one day she saw Trump waiting for the elevator outside her office, so she went to introduce herself, and then before she understood what was happening, she remembered Trump becoming the second man ever to kiss her, which is awful, but at least she had something to compare it to. Otherwise, she'd think that kissing all men was like being assaulted by a leather bag of moist potatoes. Of course. Of course. Of course. The president was far too consumed with today's domestic crises to notice this, and he tweeted, "A woman I don't know and, to the best of my knowledge, never met, is on the front page of the fake news Washington Post saying I kissed her for 2 minutes yet in the lobby of Trump Tower 12 years ago. Never happened. Who would do this in a public space with live security, ... cameras running?" Is this really the argument you want to put out there, sir? Come on, who would do it in public? If I were assaulting someone, I would do it in the alley behind Trump Tower at 6:30 p.m. during shift change at Obom Pan when nobody's looking out the window like I've never done. And we're also hearing more about the women who actually consented to let Trump kiss them. The New Yorker's reporting that in 2006, President Trump had an affair with Karen McDougal, a former Playboy model. No surprise, in her centerfold, her turn-ons included rampant corruption, thin-skinned egomaniacs, and one wide yellow hair piled atop a deflated basketball. Oh. In bed. But if this happened over a decade ago, why is the New Yorker reporting about it now? Because back before the election, the publisher of the National Enquirer paid $150,000 for exclusive rights to McDougal's story, which it never ran. Welcome to Trump's America, where if the story is too steamy and trashy for the National Enquirer, you'll find it in the New Yorker. And there are handwritten notes from Karen McDougal about the affair. Apparently, after their first sexual encounter, McDougal writes, "He offered me money. I looked at him and felt sad and said, 'No thanks, I'm not that girl. I slept with you because I like you, not for the money.' He told me, 'You are special.'" Yes. Trump lets his mistresses know right up front that he's willing to pay. That's why he has a sign in his hotel room, "We validate porking." But that's a misprint, isn't it? It's gotta mean parking. Gotta mean parking. Thank you, John. But McDougal wasn't attracted to Trump because of his money. In her notes, she writes, "I was into his intelligence and charm. Such a polite man." Okay, now the story is falling apart. And according to the article, Trump complimented McDougal by saying that she was similar to his daughter, Ivanka. Okay, now the story is starting to feel real again. And all of Trump's affairs are family affairs because McDougal recalls that at one party, Trump said he asked his son Eric who he thought was the most beautiful girl here, and Eric pointed at me. Well, first, Eric pointed at a particularly curvy lamp. And not a smart guy. And it gets weirder. McDougal goes on, "Eric pointed at me. Mr. T said he has great taste," and we laughed. Now, it's likely that by Mr. T, she means Trump. But doesn't it feel just as likely that Mr. T was somehow involved? I pity the fool. I pity the fool who doesn't ask his son which bunny to bang. I also approve of Stephen Colbert's impression of me. Really, that's nice of you. Through a friend, McDougal reached out to see if anybody in the media would pay her for her story. The response was, quote, like a hobo on a ham sandwich, which is also a good way to describe sex with Donald Trump. So, what? Did I just offend hobos or ham sandwiches? So who is the publisher who shelled out for the story? His name is, no joke, David Pecker. As one former senior editor put it, you would think that Trump has all the power in that relationship, but in fact, Pecker has the power. Oh, no. Oh, no. It is quite clear that the Pecker's in charge. But most interesting of all is the timing. The affair with McDougal happened around the same time as Trump's affair with Stormy Daniels. How dare you, sir? Cheating on Stormy Daniels. Do you not respect the sanctity of the billionaire porn star relationship? You just go ahead and three-time the person you're two-timing with? For God's sake, sir, you watched Shark Week with her. Did that mean nothing to you? We'll be right back with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. How dare you?